I want to ask you guys, what makes a GOAT, all right? A GOAT of a sport? Because in MMA, John Jones is undefeated. He's unofficially undefeated because his one loss came from a disqualification
Yeah.
of a 12-6 elbow, which is an elbow that goes directly down on the opponent from like a 12-6 position, right? Which now that rule has been overturned. So he has one DQ loss on his record from that.
Yeah.
But from your perspective, lads, what does it take to be a GOAT?
Chuck to Adam, you go, bro.
think there's a number of factors, yeah. Like without equating it too much to football, I'm trying to think holistically about this. I think achievements is one. Like you look at the CV and you think, okay, what have they won? What are the honors they've won? Like, is it an MVP? Is it number of championships? Is it number of Champions Leagues? Is it World Cups? Degree of difficulty is another one. Like, how hard was it for that person to get those achievements? Was it like a cakewalk? Did he have to get out of the mud? Was it one of them ones where, okay, you got, listen, some people, it's not, the journey's not the same for everyone, man. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Not everyone hustles the same. Like, some people have to get out of the mud. Some people have to get a super team. In basketball, people talking about super teams. People saying like LeBron's one championship with Cleveland is better than 3 of KD's championships that he got with Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
People say
I would tend to agree. I
would personally agree with that because LeBron had to get out of the mud. You get what I'm saying? Like there's different ways to look at it. Honors, degree of difficulty. What other challenges did they have to face outside of the sport as well? Great stories come with like Maradona, for example. Maradona has some stories outside of football that I don't know how much I can say. He had a drug issue apparently as well. He was involved with some gangsters outside of football.
Yeah.
The guy partied hard and played harder. And I think that's what a lot of people like when it comes to GOATs as well. People like stories. It's not necessarily what they just did on the pitch, it's what they also do, off the pitch as well. Is a GOAT just a GOAT because of what they do in the sport, or are they a GOAT because of what they've also achieved outside of the sport?
Hey, I like that. Afo, how about yourself, bro? What do you
Something like Adam mentioned there was about the difficulty of the challenge and getting to the title or whatever you want to call it. And I think when it comes to sport, a part of me always wonders, do people take everything into consideration, or do they just remember 4 titles, 5 titles? So someone like KD now, 30, 40 years from now, will they take it as KD's won 3? Was it 2 or 3? I think it's 3. Did KD win 3? Is it 3?
I think it's 2.
I think it's 2. I think it's
2 with Golden State, and I think
just
maybe
2.
3.
Golden State have won 2 without him. Because they won 1 before and then they won 1 after.
Yeah, he's a 2-time champ.
Yeah, so for me, I feel as if history will look at it as KD won 2, not he won with 2 Golden State. And maybe try and discredit it. So I feel like when it comes to sports, it's just about getting the results, making sure you get the win, making sure you get the trophy. Because down the road, people don't even remember that. You think about Charles Barkley, for example, who never won, and even though he's recognized as a very talented player, was one of the best in his era, but because he didn't win, immediately they try and disqualify him. I feel like people don't even mention him in the top 15 or top 20 players of all time.
Because he's not in the top 20 of all time.
Bro, I don't know. For me, because I'm pretty certain.
Okay, sorry, he might be top. It might be 15 to 20. But he's definitely not top 15.
Well, and to be fair, again, I'm not even going to argue on that one because again, I'm not a massive Charles Barkley fan. Again, I think he was very, very good, but he's not someone that I put in as one of the top ones in NBA history. But I just feel as if with the way history tells a story, people never ever remember the full story. They just remember what happened at the end, which is where I feel when the conversation comes with John Jones, for example, the reason why we recognize as the GOAT is because of how consistent he was, how much fear he was able to put into his opponents. For me, being the GOAT is also dominance, man. Like when you're in the finals, when you're up against adversity and challenges, is how dominant are you throughout the whole period. So you think about Serena Williams, again, who's another one, who didn't break the record in the end of most Grand Slams within women's tennis. But for me, is still the GOAT because of just how dominant she was during that period. And another one, of course, is the whole Messi and Ronaldo. And I think for me, Messi has always been the superior talent. But there's just something for me about Cristiano Ronaldo where I appreciate the greatness of what he's done in multiple leagues. Again, his talent not being that of like Messi's, where Messi feels like God-given in a way and just kind of like special and unique in his own right. And which is why for me, I always find it hard to have that conversation with Messi and Ronaldo because I feel as if how can you not have Messi as the greatest of all time? If you watch football, how can you not have him as the greatest of all time? But when you take into consideration, for me, I have Ronaldo above Messi again in terms of when I look at the total package of what Ronaldo has had to overcome, what Ronaldo achieved. Yeah, for me, I appreciate that career as a whole.
There's something you said there though that I need to dispel. Like, there's a narrative about Messi that is God given. That's not true, you know. It's really not true. Like,
bro, have you seen the videos from when he was 10, 12, 13? But that's given from God.
No,
sorry, I just to cut you off there. If it's God given, then so what? It's God given. So that means that like if you're just naturally gifted, that's actually a plus in my opinion. To Messi's corner. No, I can definitely agree with you in saying that Ronaldo had to work harder. You can tell that from the guy's physique, the way his training videos, the leagues that he's been in. But I wouldn't hold that against Messi.
Hey, listen, I'm not even trying to hold it against Messi. Like, Messi is great. Again, I'm not even trying to do that. But I feel as if as time goes on, it's going to be easier to find Cristiano Ronaldo's and not Messi's. And that's what I mean in terms of God-given talent. Is that, yes, Messi has worked on his talent. Messi's accepted. Yeah. But it's going to be very, very difficult. I'll be surprised if we see another talent like Messi in our lifetime. Whereas Cristiano Ronaldo, I think that is more likely to happen in our lifetime. So that's what I meant in terms of God-given talent, in that he's so unique. And who knows, maybe that should not be put against him. Maybe he should just be seen as one of one and he's just on a whole different level. Everything just kind of works out for him. But for me, when you compare the two, Cristiano Ronaldo, I feel like you could see Messi. I don't know if we're ever going to see Messi again.
Yeah. The people said the same about Maradona and then Messi came. There will be another one. Maybe not in our lifetime. Maybe in our lifetime. But you know, there's always someone that comes around, bro. Like, always someone that comes around.
One thing I want to not dwell too long on Messi, Ronaldo, but I would say that a similar player to Messi that came through is Neymar in terms of just God-given ability. But with Neymar, there was a lot of things that held him back. One of the things I think is mentality, and another thing I think is his injury record. I think he wasn't as consistently fit as a Ronaldo or a Messi. But I think like we have seen someone with that God-given talent, like a similar to a Messi in the form of Neymar as well. But what I like about what you guys said in terms of that GOAT discussion is I think achievements do come into consideration. I think the level of difficulty comes into consideration. But then also I feel like there is something that's intangible about them, that it's like a certain mentality that they have that really puts them over the edge and over the top above their competition. So that's why when we come to for a very long time, I'll just quickly run through my GOATs like Afo did, and Adam, you can do yours as well. Cool. But when it comes to basketball, for me, for a very long time, it was Michael Jordan, but now it's LeBron.
That's the first time we're hearing breaking news.
For a very long time, it was Michael Jordan. Now it's LeBron. NFL, Tom Brady. What's it called? In MMA, it's John Jones. In football, it's Messi. Again, it used to be Ronaldo, but then when Messi won the World Cup, I just had to put him there. Boxing, that's too difficult for me.
Who's your favorite? Who do you have?
Oh, like the whole myth and the whole story and magic behind Muhammad Ali just sounds so juicy. I've watched almost every single Muhammad Ali documentary, every single film about him, and it just blows your mind. Like, and then obviously what he did outside of the sport as well. When we talk about
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but then I think I look at someone like Floyd, and I'm like 50-0, but the way people won't like me saying this, but the way Floyd constructed his career is he put all the dices in his favor. After his early days where he had to fight the competition to be considered where he was Money Floyd, but once he became Money Floyd, he started to handpick fights at the right time for him. So, bro, he fought Canelo at the perfect time. Canelo was a young and up and comer, and now his record Floyd kind of has Canelo's record now because everything Canelo has done since Floyd beat him kind of is like a tip to Floyd saying you did that. He fought Pacquiao at a very convenient time when everyone thought that Pacquiao had slowed down a bit because Pacquiao was he wasn't picking fights in my opinion. Pacquiao was just fighting the next best guy, next best guy, next best guy. So by the time he got to Floyd, I feel like he was more battered than Floyd. So that's one of the reasons I struggle giving Floyd the GOAT. But there's like Sugar Ray Robinson, there's Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran. Boxing's really hard. I can't give you a singular one. Obviously tennis, it's Serena, and then from the male perspective, it's
That's an interesting. Yeah, well, I was gonna see who you were gonna say because that's a top.
I want to say, damn. This is simply because he's my favorite player.
I think I know what you're gonna say. But go.
I'm gonna say Rafael Nadal.
Oh, swear! I thought you were gonna say Roger Federer. You know, I was gonna say Roger Federer.
Yeah.
Roger Federer is like that's my cup of tea when it comes to tennis.
Right.
That finesse.
The reason I love Nadal is because I'm less of a finesse guy. You know, I'm more of like
whack it.
Physical, yeah.
Just have to smash it. Just have to smash it.
And but one particular I just think is maybe the best record in the whole of sports. I think more impressive than Michael Jordan's six undefeated finals is Nadal's record on clay. I feel like that's better than the Undertaker's record at WrestleMania. That's better than LeBron. How many times he went to the final in the East?
Yeah.
For me, Nadal on clay is probably the most impressive thing in the whole of sports. So, yeah, obviously Tiger Woods in golf and the rest. But yeah, I agree with you, boys. Difficulty, achievements, accolades, and that intangible mentality. Adam, yours.
For me, when it comes to football, before Messi, I used to say Zidane. I love Zidane, bro. Zidane was just like there's something about like you'll see there's a consistent theme with the type of GOATs and what I'm drawn to when it comes to sport. Like I mentioned Federer in tennis was the guy that I used to love watching. And anytime Federer's playing, I'm watching. Like finesse player. Zidane was before Messi was the Federer of football, in my opinion. So I don't want to say pre-Messi, everyone has their GOAT, has their favorite player before Messi. For me, Zidane was that. Just the way he played, just the way he moved around the pitch, his first touch, he's always a move ahead of other players. Like he was never and in big games as well. Like people sleep on it. Zidane in finals, his record was top. Like that '98 final against Brazil, the one Ronaldo missed out on, and it was like heavy news. He banged 2 headers. I think he scored 2 headers in that final, and they won 3-0. They beat Brazil 3-0 in that final, and then he scored that magic Champions League final goal against it was Bayer Leverkusen, that left-footed volley. And I think there was another final maybe for Real Madrid or Juve where he scored in another final. So his records finals, it's really solid. Outside of football, I'm gonna go with LeBron.
Sorry, Ads. Before you go outside of football,
yeah,
was there a period between Zidane and Messi you thought Ronaldo might be the GOAT, or you just were always certain that from was Messi? Because you remember there was a period where Ronaldo was World Player of the Year.
Wait, at United. At United. Now, even then, I still thought Messi was better than him.
Of course he did.
Even then, I still thought Messi was better than him.
Even then.
But objectively speaking, there was a period where I think, if we're still staying in football, there was a period where for 1 or 2 seasons, I thought Ronaldo, this guy might be next up. I objectively thought Ronaldo, looking at what he did at United, I think he scored over 40 goals that season, Ballon d'Or, PFA Player of the Year, Football Rights Player of the Year. He cleaned up. It was one of the, when you talk about clean sweeps of an individual player, that's probably one of the greatest individual seasons from a footballer in history. So yeah, objectively, there was that period where I probably thought Ronaldo, might be next up. But then when I saw Messi come through, even that season when I think United knocked out Barca in the 2008 or 2009 Champions League semi-final, I think Messi was still the best player on the pitch. I thought Messi was still the best player on the pitch, even though he didn't score in that game. I just look at it like look at talent, pound for pound.
Pound for pound.
Messi, it's clear, it's clear, it's clear.
Yeah.
But then in basketball, when I'm thinking of GOATs, I'm thinking of LeBron. I never saw Michael Jordan play like that. I saw like, documentaries, videos on YouTube. I see the 6 finals, 6 MVPs. The story about him not making it into his he got cut from his high school basketball team, and then he had to get out of the mud. When those stories as well, like I think he got bounced out of the playoffs against the bad boy Detroit Pistons. That's what they called him back in the 80s, mid 80s. So he's got a good story, and I think, to the basketball purists, they'll probably say, Michael Jordan's the GOAT, but to people who've been watching basketball maybe, spontaneously, or maybe since 2010s or pre-2010s, in that period up till now, LeBron's a GOAT. I don't think there's anyone that comes close to LeBron in terms of what he's done. Most points per game average, I think, since he's been in the league, barely misses a game, until the load management became a thing. Yeah, LeBron, and what he does outside, when I think about GOATs as well, is like, how do you transcend? You transcend the game, like LeBron transcends the game of basketball. Man's even got a school. Is he not like he owns a school? No,
yeah, he's got a school.
He does.
Man,
Cleveland, Ohio.
those things matter. Those things matter. Obviously, Jordan's got his shoe, the Air Jordan. And that pioneers basketball as well, because that created opportunities for other players to have their own signature shoe, right?
Yeah.
So there are things that have to transcend more than just what you do, on top of the achievements, degree, difficulty, personal accolades, team accolades, things like that. But yeah, those are my goals. I'm going to say Roger Federer, pre-Messi, Zidane, LeBron. Boxing, I don't watch boxing too tough like that, so I can't say. I'd probably say Muhammad Ali, simply for his story and his charisma, persona, how he transcends the boxing itself. I'd probably say, yeah, those are my goals. Oh yeah, and in American football, actually, sorry, one more goal. A personal goal for me is Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
Okay.
Outside the Tom Brady is the goat. That's the goat, but that's the goat. 7 Super Bowls, but yeah, I'm gonna go Deion Sanders.
I've got a question for you. So, which one do you think is more impressive? Winning the final 6 times, or winning the final 4 times, but getting to the final 8 times?
LeBron's got 4 in it because he got that bubble one.
Yeah, so LeBron's got 4. Jordan 6 times.
What's more impressive?
Which one is more impressive?
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say Jordan. I'm gonna say Jordan. I'm gonna say Jordan because it came with 6 MVPs as well.
Yeah,
it's not just like he rolled up there 6 times. Helped the team. Got 1 MVP. No, he got 6 MVPs in those 6 finals. You know how crazy that is.
Yeah.
That is mad. But obviously, you have to commend the effort to get to 8 finals as well. When you get to 8 finals, that's an achievement, and you lost to the arguably one of the best franchise teams ever, like 3 times, didn't he? Was it twice he lost to Golden State Warriors?
3 times.
3 times,
Yeah.
and they had to beg KD to come join.
Yeah,
they did. But one of the things I think we missed was longevity. I think longevity is incredibly important when you're talking about the GOAT, because if you can do it for the period of 3 years and then you disappear, I think that's one of the reasons why the real Ronaldo isn't considered on the GOAT discussion, is because he had a short period of time where he was unbelievable, probably better than what Messi and Ronaldo were doing for a short period of time, but it wasn't over. It wasn't that he didn't build up the level of Ballon d'Ors that these guys have built. But one other thing that I just want to touch on before we jump to the next topic, Adam, is that you said it, and I actually really like that. I don't want to hear people our age saying, what's it called? Pele is the GOAT. Bro, what do you know about Pele? About when people are talking about music and they're like, oh, who's the best rapper of all time? And then they go, well, I don't know. They're gonna go for like Biggie and Tupac. I'm like, no, you weren't just like we're talking about goats now, about us watching videos and documentaries about these guys, it's different when you're hearing music that's hitting you in the time it's meant to hit you, rather than
Yeah.
that's rather than listening to something that was done in the early 90s for now. So yeah, that's just a short bit I wanted to add, because that
No, you're
pisses me
right.
off when people start
Good
talking
point.
about
Good point.
John Bancuzzuli from the Italian team of '97 or whatever.
Because it sounds cool.
Yeah,
I'm a different type of rock star. I got class and I got Henny overflowing up my shot glass.